Okay, I figured this may actually be kind of fun for us to listen to while I'm getting ready for stream. So, this is from the Taboo Room with Aaron S., and he's got a pretty large channel talking about just various things around the country. This one is about the most racist town in Tennessee. Now, whether it's the most racist town in Tennessee, completely... I have no idea. But I have skipped past the heavily edited intro. Fairly certain he took a lot of work to put that intro together, but it doesn't give us anything other than, like, a very quick, brief, hey, this is what I'm going to be doing right now. So we're just going to go ahead and not worry about that at the moment. So I wanted to make a little laugh over a serious moment. Fair enough. So let's go ahead and see what we can gather from this, because I'm fairly certain I know what we're going to find, and it's going to be very depressing. But let's find out together.
You can take Mondami. I hope they shoot him between his eyes. I hope.
Okay, that was quick. I mean, obviously it's edited, so you're able to put whatever you want in the beginning. But yeah, no, just wanting Mamdani to be shot between his eyes. Why?
Hope they take Ilan Omar and shoot her between her eyes. I hope.
Why?
They take Rashida Tlaib and shoot her between her eyes. I hope they take AOC and hang her by her stupid neck. Do you want me to go on?
No, I think I'm good. I don't need you to go on at all. Miss Raisin Granny, I guess is the best way to put it. Director Dave says, Cuz Brown. I guess, like, you need to figure out, like, what... Okay, so... For me to wish death on somebody, they need to have done enough bad. They need to have caused enough pain that their death is literally just a vehicle to make them stop causing pain. It's quite literally, I do not believe a human being should die unless there is no world in which they cannot make up for the mistakes that they have done. And the only thing they can possibly do with the rest of their existence is just cause more harm. At that point, death is a vehicle to stop them from causing more harm. But in an ideal world, we don't fucking kill anybody. But yeah, let's go ahead and see the why, because that's those are lots of words.
Here's Cookie. A hardcore MAGA Trump supporter that found herself escaping from liberal New York for greener pastures.
These people don't belong in our government, and they don't belong in our country. Period. End of statement. And I stand firmly on my convictions.
Cookie lives in Tennessee.
I just have to wonder, like, is it a crowbar to the head that gets you to that stage of, like, a mental derangement? Or, like, what causes that? What causes that? Because even when I deal with people who are racist where I live, it's usually not to that degree. It's usually somebody giving, like, some variation of Great Replacement Theory, or, like, in the scenario with the guy I used to play D&D with, it was, oh, yeah, no, I just think that we operate better around our own kind. And, like, yeah, that's really racist, but it's not the same thing as saying I believe that everybody of this race should be shot. Though, I guess technically you could make the argument that eventually there's only one possible way that you could make it so that everybody is of the same race in an area, and that involves the extinction of other races, but, like, that requires you to do some legwork to get there.
In the heart of the conservative South.
I don't know where the hell you come from, and personally, I don't care. If you mince my words, I'm suing you. Brutally frank, right? Okay. Love, the heart wants what the heart wants. Mm-hmm. Okay? I don't believe in mixing different colors. Not because there's not love between the two people, but where do the children stand? I notice a lot of...
Where do the children stand? They just stand. Like, they stand wherever the fuck they want. Why does it matter? Is this one of those things where, like, you have to be so proud of your race specifically that if the child can't map exactly what their race is, it's a travesty of some kind for some reason? Is that what it is? Because, like, I can't see it being anything else, right? I can't, because why would it matter? Like, imagine you're looking at a 5-year-old child, and you're just like, do you know what race you are? Do you know what side you're supposed to stand on? Like, how stupid do you sound when you start saying shit like that? Because you don't sound like a sane person when you do that. You sound like an idiot. You sound like every single type of possible idiot combined together into an idiot sandwich.
Children that have mixed parents, mixed cultures, I don't know what you want to call them. The children don't know where they belong.
Do you think people of color and white people...
Okay, so also Valis, thank you for gifting out 10 community subs. Holy shit. I appreciate that. So, okay. I do know from having friends who are mixed that this is a problem that they've dealt with in certain communities, right? Where they've grown up in an environment where if they go to a table of people who, like, identify more with being white, right? They're not white enough to be at that table, but if they go to a table of people who are black, then they aren't black enough for the people in that table. But, like, the underlying problem there isn't that they are mixed race. The underlying problem there is that people are fucking racist. And the solution to that is to try to combat that racism and lower its effects. Lower its ability to affect people's lives. That's what you do there. Not go, yes, well, the world is racist and this is how things should be. So looking at the racist world, here's my problem with you going somewhere. What if you happen to find a racist? Lady, you're the racist. You're the one who causes this problem. Like every issue with where does this person stand, what race do they have, begins and ends with your perception. And let me tell you, it ain't that important.
will have the same opportunities today in America?
I would think, believe it or not, because of this DEI. Now look, let me explain something to you. I want to see a woman president. I don't care what her color of her skin is, but I didn't want to see Harris and I didn't want to see Clinton. Remember something. It doesn't matter if somebody has tits or ass. Okay, it matters of can they do the job?
Right. So what about Harris says that she couldn't do the job because she actually had, like, unlike Trump, Harris actually had a repertoire of, you know, experiences before becoming the vice president. Like, say what you want about Harris, say what you want about her, but she is qualified for the position. In every possible way, the arbitrary, stupid ways that we use in America, she's qualified via those parameters. You know, the ones that say, "Oh, you can't be president without being an American citizen and being the right age and all this other shit." Like, obviously, she fits all those parameters just fine. So why should we care? Why should we care? What part about the job can she not do? I don't get it. I don't think I'll ever get it. Like, I can see reasons for not wanting her to be president over and above somebody else because you'd rather have, you know, anybody else be the president. That's fine. That's a stance you can have, and it is a stance that is valid. But, like, to be, oh, no, I want a woman president, but I don't want it to be Harris. Okay, cool. You're going to have to articulate the why there a little better. I wonder if in the edit he's going to actually show what the why is. I don't know. We'll find out.
So I'm back again with another documentary. This time I'm in Tennessee. This was the birthplace of the KKK in 1885. I'm here to investigate if racism is still pretty much here in Tennessee. It has a dark history.
I mean, it sounds like it is.
Estill Springs, and we've just been pulled over by the police, man. And I don't think it's an area you want to be pulled over by the police if you're not white, according to the internet.
How's it going, officer?
I'm doing well. What's you got out there?
Camera.
We're filming a documentary.
Hopefully de-escalate in any situation that could have happened. I hope so anyway. Feel like I need a piss.
Just going a little bit too fast, you know? From that fast life. So far, so good. I mean, he's been pretty respectful.
Slow down.
Yes, sir.
We're basically making a documentary on East Tennessee and the history of racism, and we've been told to visit Estill Springs.
Estill Springs?
Estill, yeah.
I was told that racism is still very rife there.
Now you have gangs. Vice versa.
Naki Bree says, did you say the KKK was Georgia, like an hour away from you? So, the one of the resurgences of the KKK, because they've gone through several resurgences, and one of them was in Georgia. That was Stone Mountain, was where one of the resurgences of them came. Like your average Christian revival, but, you know, with hoods.
Stuff like that, but even they're not real prevalent, or they tend to stay to their own. In other words, you're not going to interact with them unless you go looking for them.
Hopefully we make it back. Hopefully we make it back home.
You'll be fine.
We're 10 miles outside of Estill Springs. Got pulled over by the police on the way here. We've driven 2,000 miles in 3 days and we haven't been pulled for anything. 10 minutes out we were pulled over. I don't think that's a sign or reflection of anything to come, but I guess it's just a coincidence. But we'll see what happens when we get here.
Okay.
So where are we at the moment?
Right now, we're at Estill Springs.
And what's it like living here, sir?
Huh?
What's it like living here?
It's not bad.
This is Estill Springs. In Tennessee, this town has the most active KKK members per capita.
And
Oh,
I guess
Jesus
the reason I come
Christ.
is due to the history of racism here within Tennessee.
Yeah.
Would you say it's still a problem here in Tennessee?
Yes, it is. It's real bad here in Tennessee.
What makes you say that?
I know a couple of people that are gangs, and they don't like blacks.
Why do you think people become racist? Do you think people are born that way? Well, why do you reckon?
I do believe a bunch of them were taught that way, yeah, raised that way.
I guess, well, what have you seen? Have you witnessed or heard of things yourself?
Yes, my neighbor over there, like I said, he's in jail now. There was a black couple that lived right here at one time. He tried to kick in their house and burn in their house.
And the guy who claims
Jesus
to be
Christ.
Brotherhood, is he in jail? Is that the same
Yeah,
guy?
the same guy, yes, he's in jail.
Said he seems to be the least racist one there. Yeah, like when somebody's going, yep, nope, racism's a thing here and it's a really big problem, that's at least a good sign that you're dealing with somebody who's not a shitbag, at least, you know, to the degree that everybody else is. That's something, you know. I can take some solace in that. I can definitely do that. That's fine. Just a little casual racism, you know, just a little bit, just a tiny bit. Casual racism as a treat, you know, as one does. Why would you not want a little bit, you know, as a treat? It's good for the soul. Avenue Q taught me that everyone's a little bit racist, sometimes.
Yeah, for actually beating up some gay people because they were gay. He found out they were gay, so he went to go whoop on them, and he went to jail.
What advice would you give to someone, I guess, coming into this environment for a man of colour? So what advice would you give for me coming into these environments?
Just be careful. Like I said, there is a lot of racism where I'm.
Yeah, that is good advice. Just, hey, do your thing, but don't fuck up.
Later on that day, we returned to that same neighborhood to see if we could get any more interviews, and we happened to run into that man's son,
You go down here to this park and you hear people saying nigger, but you really hear them saying nigger.
who contradicted the way the man had presented himself.
Have you got friends who are racist?
My dad, the one you talked to earlier on the line.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, you've got a fucking loser flag out front. What do you expect? No, the loser flag's out front. Anytime I see the loser flag out front, I just assume racism. Said, you're not racist, you're a specialist? Look, I love Sonic the Hedgehog games because you get to go fast in them, and some of the fastest people, like, when they're racing, man, they are professional racists. You have no idea.
Is he racist? Yeah. Very.
It doesn't matter what color you are, or if you're with the same race or whatever.
So how would he feel if you had a black girlfriend?
Well, he'd be shitting bricks. He wouldn't he probably wouldn't talk to me no more.
So if you brought a black girl home, do you reckon the relationship with your dad could potentially end?
Yeah. More likely for a little while.
I think if he's ever said that to you.
No, but he's expressed it with my brother.
In your definition, what is a racist?
Someone who don't like their own kind, someone who dislikes blacks, gays. I mean, someone who can't get along with everybody.
My brother is not. He don't date black women, but he's gay. It was kind of the same genre for him.
It's the same categories of use today, a black person like his own, they get to some degree.
Yeah.
And how does that make you feel?
Well, I mean, it's kind of fucked up.
Interesting. So the least racist person there, supposedly, has a son who's just going, no, he's kind of fucked up. He's kind of a fucked up racist, actually. Speciesist, you have a strong dislike of Homo sapiens. Okay. I mean, I don't know what bonobos did to you, but fuck off. What's a racist? Dorita says, what's a racist? Someone who hates gays? Nasser's the son got promoted to the least racist one there. I mean, the purple hair.
How do I pronounce it? Estill Springs?
Estill Springs.
Estill Springs. So prior to coming to Estill Springs, I looked online and it had a bit of a dark history with racism. Per capita, it has more Klansmen than any other city in the world. Well, in America. Would you say that racism is still prevalent? As you guys live here, I guess. Would you say it's still a problem here?
So
I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
I've never met a Klansman here. Now, the Klansmen used to hang out more around Pulaski, Tennessee, but I haven't seen a Klansman around here.
People who live here in Estill Springs, I said something contradicted to your message. They said racism is here and it's rife.
Well, I would say to that, there's a possibility they may be racist.
What? How? What? I don't see my hood out in the open. Yep. It's just not out in the open, that's all. Okay, so I like the editing of the video. My only problem is that the sound mixing. Holy fuck, the sound mixing. It is... To have the sound loud enough to hear what everybody is saying clearly, the sound also needs to be loud enough that it is uncomfortable when music is playing. And I'm not a big fan of that. Like, everything else here seems neat so far, but that part's just a bit much. That part's a bit much.
After searching around Estill Springs for KKK members, we decided we wanted to go to where it all began. On December 24th in 1865, the Ku Klux Klan was started in Pulaski, Tennessee, just 18 days after slavery was abolished in America. The KKK was formed by 6 veterans of the Confederate Army who were fighting to keep slavery in the southern United States. The formation of the KKK was a spiritual successor to the Confederacy, created to maintain white supremacy in the South.
This is where the KKK started.
Yeah, it sure did. And yet, I'm against the KKK because they're racist. PG-13 viewer discretion advised. Because I am a bad motherfucker. But the motherfucker I may be, but the motherfucker don't belong to me. Imagine that. You can't because you're not me. One day you see I'm not crazy, I'm insane. Make sure you get it right.
What? What the fuck? That guy's on drugs. That guy has to be on a few drugs.
KKK suit. I could have got it for a $20 sack. But yet, well, wait a minute. I talked too much. I ain't softening up.
We decided to store racism here.
Yeah. They got stretched up by my pussy cat. But yeah, that's my service cat. But yeah, I found him way out where Rich and Trace is, where I'm banned from there too. I'm banned from...
Why are you banned from everywhere?
Because I'm being me. Because I'm a know-it-all. I'm a smart ass. But I'd rather be a smart ass than a dumbass. But wait a minute.
How do you get banned from a place for being a smart ass? I don't think that's what happens. So I'm a smart ass and a know-it-all and a narcissist. Like I'm overall kind of an unpleasant person. And I've never been banned from a location. It's been threatened to me once because I was there like 2 minutes after close. But I've never actually been banned from a location before. So I don't know how you get to that point.
Then you won't so look at that front ass. Oh my God. You see those legs?
You like black people?
Yeah, I love black people because they're my best friend. 10 Miles, they have a job opening in sanitation department. Wait a minute, I'm banned from the sanitation department because I had to go take a shit. Excuse me for cussing. PG-13 viewer discretion advised. Now I'm covered, right?
Would you say Tennessee is a racist state?
Yes, it's a great state. No, I love it.
Would you say Tennessee is a racist state?
Racist state? No. Look at those legs again. Check it out, look at those legs, look at those legs.
I've been in Pulaski for 5 minutes and I've run into Steven.
8 miles of cutoff road. Liquor is quicker than a finger. Sometimes it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait a minute, that's a thumb, that's a whole fist, that's a hell of a hoe. What makes a good dope hoe? She brings the dope and the hoe, right?
What
and
the
you just got
fuck
paid for
is
it.
going on here?
When it's free. Well, I got 2 big balls. You want me to prove it to you? But yeah, I don't because you're not a fat. I'm a fat. I'm a female.
Oh my God. What is going on? What is... Oh, it is very rare that I find somebody like this out in the open. So my guy's either strung the fuck out or higher than a kite. Bro is yapping. There is... He was saying that he was crapping in the sanitation department. No. Diarrhea is coming out of his mouth. It is just coming out fast as hell.
Ass crapper. Holy shit, I never want to die. I'm gonna live to 106. That's what the voices in my head tell me. Anybody can be a racist. Just because I'm not a nigger. You know what a nigger is? ignorant person.
What?
Feel there's black niggers, there's white niggers.
Oh my god, no. This is the I'm gonna so yes, there is connotation that the N-word is correlative with the word ignorant. That is a thing. Because I remember years ago, back when I was more tolerant of dumb bullshit, there was a friend of mine who just couldn't fucking stop using the word. He's not a friend anymore for, couldn't stop using the fucking word reasons. But I remember going like, hey, if you want to use that word, just fucking use the word ignorant. Stop. Like, they're close enough in connotation historically that you could use one and it's not going to cause me to get fucking smacked in the face by being around you. But, of course, later on in life, I realized that was a dumb thing to say, because instead of challenging somebody on their usage of the word and pointing out how that word is harmful and bad and does nothing but cause problems, I was basically just trying to give somebody an out to creatively use it, which isn't super helpful. It's, in fact, a lot less helpful. So, that's my bad. That's my bad. Here's a bit of my sordid past for you. Said it may have started from there, but it changed rapidly. Yeah, no, I understand that. Yeah, now when somebody uses that word, they're not using it to say ignorant. They're using it to say black person they don't like. They're using it as a much more disparaging word than that. Because most people should be perfectly fine being called ignorant, because everybody's ignorant of things. But if you're calling somebody that word, no. I don't think most people, anybody, should be okay with being called that at all. In any way, shape, or form. This is a fucking gross thing to call people. So I've heard there's black people and there's N-words from people trying to justify using it. Yeah, that's the justification that people in my family have used for it. If they want to stop being called the N-word, they need to stop acting like the N-word type of people. And those people are stupid. It's pure cope. It is entirely cope on their part because it's one of their favorite words and they want to use. And they won't stop using it. And every black person is okay to them until they start arbitrarily acting too uppity. And then suddenly that word can be used to describe them.
There's alien niggers. Wait a minute, what's an alien? A Mexican. Wait a minute, Mexicans are taking over all plastic because they can do work right.
Do you think the N-word is a bad word?
No, it's not. Because, like I just covered, N-word is an ignorant person. It's not a black person. And people...
Right, no, this is the thing where this is like, I'm not a transphobe because I'm not afraid of trans people type shit. The fact that the word has a meaning that is not exclusively racist doesn't mean that that is the meaning that most people ascribe to it today. And because it's not the meaning that most people ascribe to it today, when you're using it in conversation with somebody who lives, today, you need to meet them where they are. Meet people how they are seeing that word being used. And when somebody says, hey, no, that word's offensive, you don't tell them you shouldn't be offended by that word because of blah, 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 blah. No, you just accept the fact that, okay, well, something I did offended you, something I said offended you. Let me try to correct that so that I don't do it in the future, because causing other people pain and causing other people offense is not my goal. There are certain things that I'm perfectly fine offending people about. I'm fine offending people about things like religion. Because if somebody's using their religion as a cudgel against me, then I'm going to go ahead and use every bit of my smarmy atheist shit-talking as a cudgel against them. And I think that's perfectly valid. But that's not the same thing as basically going, oh yeah, no. There's just all this shit is A-okay. All this shit is A-okay. We just make fun of everybody's tendencies and do it in a way that is expressly harmful. There's no fucking reason to do that. Said, what's the tooth to tattoo ratio? So here in Georgia, we call that the Waffle House principle. Be right back. All right, that took longer than I thought, but Saki had woken up. I just wanted to go to the restroom, and then I realized she was up, so I had to go and do the food preparation and everything. Also, we have another update on the bottom surgery stuff. So it turns out that's not actually going to be this year. The consultation is going to be on September 23rd, and we don't know if insurance is covering the consultation because we have to fly out to Arizona to get the consultation. I'll keep you guys updated on that. I don't know. They make it hard to do. We're gonna figure out how to handle it. Gideon says, if it's just a consultation, why can't that be a Zoom meeting? So I know that for the top surgery, it couldn't be a Zoom meeting because they physically had to measure Saki in order to figure out what would and would not work. So I think it's going to be something like that because TMI, but there are a few ways to do vaginoplasty, and a penile inversion is one of them, and a pull-through is another. If there is not enough material to use for the penile inversion, then you have to do a pull-through. And a pull-through is kind of preferred anyway because you have a lot more, like, you have better access to lubrication, you have better ability to operate, you have more sensation, all that stuff. But I don't know. I don't know what the situation is going to be. We'll find out.
But yet you say that word around a black person, they want to kill you, especially if you're white. Am I right or wrong? British people, they think they're untouchable.
And you said they're racist.
Yeah, they are. Because they think their shit don't stink. Shit, their shit stinks just as well as mine does. But
people who are black do not think that their shit doesn't stink. What is the... Okay, sure, why not? So bottom stuff, they got to do measurements, preferred methods, and what would be safe for you. Gotcha. Then yeah, that all makes sense then. That all makes sense.
wait a minute. Depends on if I'm going through my Crohn's attack or not. When I have a Crohn's attack, my shit stinks worse. I mean, I've made people puke off of me for taking a fart. Welcome to Tennessee.
Oh my God. All right, no, please stop. Stop with the loud music. Please, I'm begging you. I know it's just for a transition, but my God.
I'm in Pulaski, Tennessee, and I'm currently in Maplewood Cemetery, designated to a lot of people who follow the Confederate, a lot of people of the KKK. So far since I've been in Pulaski, I haven't noticed or seen many things, I guess, related to the history. I'm going to spend more time in the state of Tennessee and see what I find here.
These people here have been here for 5 generations. They call me the Yank. I don't care that they call me the Yank. We didn't have much of a problem here with mass and 6 foot and all that other crap. It was all crap. This was all done by the government. Do you understand? By the cabal, the deep state, the one world order, the new world order.
Deep state.
This is what you can do with Soros.
Oh my God, she is so Alex Jones. You are so Alex Jones, lady. Holy fucking shit. It was all Soros and the deep state. Soros. They could kick the... You don't even know what the fuck he looks like. I promise you. Jesus Christ, lady. Brain cells, they are lacking.
This is what you could do with the Clintons. This is what you could do with the f***ing bombers. This is what you can do with all of them. All of them. They all are liars.
I mean, yeah, they are, but you're a maggot, aren't you? Like, they are liars. This is true. I'm not going to say that any politician isn't one. Believe me, I do videography for one, and I'm not going to say any more than that. Soros with the hard J. Yup. Like, no. Politicians lie. It is a thing that they do, and when they're not lying, they're overpromising, which can be considered a form of lying. So, in general, you can have this, like, opinion that the Clintons and Obamas are liars and that's why you don't trust them. That's fine, but you should hold that same level of scrutiny, at the very least, for Donald Trump. Like, that level of scrutiny should at least be available for your boy in orange. After all, Jeremy Hambley has been asking the question for ages, what are the oranges for? And when it comes to President Trump, I think it's for lying.
Our money goes to Washington. They put their hands in their pocket. The corpse put their hands in their pocket. Then it goes to the crown. They put their fucking hands in the pocket. Okay? And then it goes to the Vatican. Why do I see these streaks in the sky? And let me tell you something.
The streaks in the sky? Are you gonna... Oh, please don't tell me you're gonna go into the conspiracies about the chemtrails? Please don't. Come on. You can't hit every single side of the conspiracy bingo. You can't. You can't.
Planes don't make lines like this. They don't make lines like that. And Britain better get its ass.
Okay, yep, that was...
Moving.
There we go. Britain better get its ass moving. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. This is the opinion that somebody has when they have no expertise. It's the same thing that happened with 9/11, right? The thermite can't melt steel beams, jet fuel can't melt steel beams. You need thermite for that. People said that over and over again with such confidence, but neither one of them was a fucking welder. None of them, for the most part, worked in smithing. None of them worked with any metals. Like, they weren't in the industries that would know any of that, but they watched Loose Change, so they had to have known. They knew everything. They were experts then, after watching Loose Change. Believe me, I know. I was there. I did the same fucking thing.
And I mean it. When I'm watching people who were born, raised, and educated in Britain being told by refugees that this is not their country anymore. Them. And I'm sorry.
Ma'am, that's
I don't
not
know
happening.
What race you are.
I'm sorry, but so for that to be happening, TM, it needs to be happening at such a scale that it is noteworthy. A random idiot saying it is not happening enough to be noteworthy. It's not. Secondly, over and above that, is it the institutions that are paying them that are telling them that? Or, like, is it just a handful of random people? And are they saying it in response to something? Because if you're saying it in response to something, right? When somebody says, get out of here, this isn't your country, and you respond with, it isn't just your country anymore, that's not the same thing as saying that this isn't your country. That is responding to somebody trying to kick you out and saying, this is a shared house, dumbass. That's what that is. Okay.
Look, we're all of one race. It's the human race. We're Homo sapiens. Your color might be different than mine. My color...
So then why are you being racist? We're all the same race. So I'm gonna be super racist. How does that work? How does that make any sense at all?
is different than yours.
Why do you think people are so focused on race as an issue right now?
You mean the Democrats?
Sure.
That's who...
No, not just the Democrats. The Republican-aligned... God, why am I blanking on this? The Republican-aligned Supreme Court gutted the Voting Rights Act and made it to where you could disenfranchise black people in previously black districts. That's what's happening in Tennessee. Oh, by the way, that's where she's from. It's not just the Democrats, lady. It's not. Go read Project 2025. If I can get 170 pages into Project 2025, you can get a few in there too.
You're talking about, right? Because you must be talking about them. Because I don't know any Republican that ever mentions race. And I really mean that. We might be conservative, but we have senses of humor. We believe in a creator. We believe we're allowed to protect ourselves. And we believe in family. That's what we stand for.
Did you know that most Democrats also believe that you should be able to protect yourself? And they also believe in family? Did you know that? Ma'am, I'm sorry, I don't know your gender. Is it raisin? It feels like raisin.
Make no mistake. Now, why are they so focused on race? Because they have nothing else to bitch about.
Oh my god.
Nothing.
She's so stupid. And there's the really loud editing again. No, so you don't understand. Racism is bad, therefore it's the left's fault. So, like, going, oh, well, why are they focusing on race? I don't know, because the Supreme Court just gutted the Voting Rights Act? Why are they focusing on race? I don't know, because it's a thing to focus on when people are actively trying to enact policies that are damaging based on race? I don't know. I can think of a few reasons to talk about race at that point. Some pretty valid ones. Fucking hell.
White with black. I had people I knew, which I knew them. I call them salt and pepper. But anymore, you don't hardly hear that because you see it all over shiver now.
I mean, there's some people that are against it, and then there's some that that's all. Let's go on and let
go for it. My mom didn't want me messing blacks.
Is that right?
Stay with your own color.
Would you prefer to live with white people around as neighbours, or would you prefer black neighbours?
It really doesn't matter. I can get along with all of them.
Another thing as well, would you say Tennessee is a racist state still?
Some counties, more than likely.
So maybe because the Supreme Court said ICE can do racial profiling, why are they focused on race? I don't know. Is it possibly because we are currently putting people in cells based on the color of their skin and then figuring out later whether or not they should be deported? Is that maybe a good reason to focus on race? Maybe the fact that the police inadvertently kill more black people than they do white people per capita to a degree that you wonder if there's particular areas that are being over-policed on purpose? I don't know, man. Maybe there are some reasons to focus on race a little bit.
For me, racism is something that shouldn't exist.
Uh-huh.
I've been told.
No, he's a Waffle House
here in
employee.
Shelbyville,
Hell
in
yeah.
Tennessee, it's really bad.
They see life as black and white because their parents told them that it was.
Do you think black and white people have the same opportunities?
Oh, God, yes. We've had a black president.
Do you think racism can ever be reversed? Or do you think black people can be racist to white people?
Yeah, oh, yes, definitely. I think being called a liar or hard.
So, okay. We need to get past this. There's a black president, therefore equal opportunities exist across the spectrum. Because that's not really the case. The binary of black president exists does not override how hard it is to get your resume seen if you have a black name. And we've done research on this to show that that is a thing that people have to deal with more often than not. The binary thing, has there been a black president, yes or no, that doesn't tell you the entire story. That tells you one aspect of the story of racism in this country. It is progress. 100% it's progress. Having Obama as a president was progress, especially in the technology of drone strikes. But it is not emblematic that things are where they should be. There is still work to be done. Again, as evidenced by the Supreme Court rolling back protections for people of color in the United States, whether they be black or whether they be Mexican, depending on if they're getting, iced or if they're getting their voting districts fucked up. In either scenario, in either one of those scenarios, we have a situation where things are not as they should be. And there is room for improvement. And I feel like arguing that there can never be any room for improvement there is just believing that you exist in a fantasy land. Like, I'm sorry. I don't see it. I don't really see it. I think that things are better. I do not think that things are as good as they could be. So I think that there is a perfectly solid argument for working on things still into the future.
White word is the same. Can I guess your race? I would say you're Nigerian.
Nigerian. What would make you think that I'm Nigerian? What is it about me?
It's your accent.
Nigerian accent.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And before we...
No offense.
No,
I'm not trying to offend.
No offense taken whatsoever.
How do you fix tribalism, though?
I was
Generations.
doing a documentary on racism on Tennessee. And I was wondering, I'll ask you a few questions.
Not right now. I'm going to a call right now, okay? Thank you. Sorry about that.
I'm going to speak to this cop. I'm going to ask him a few questions about racism in Tennessee. Let's see what he says.
The history of racism. I just want to be for an officer and see if I still an issue here today.
Not with our department.
And they've told us to come to Selbyville for racism. I guess in your experience of being an officer, you ever experienced anything or heard anything within Selbyville?
No, sir.
How about Tennessee?
Sir?
And how about Tennessee?
No, sir.
I don't think he wants to speak.
It's supposed to be one of the most racist states in America.
I'm just trying to have a conversation.
Very interesting. Said not my department. Which I guess
Not my
insinuates maybe
racism,
it is
not my
there, but
department.
His department is fine.
Is there a racist department? Can we call the racist department? Can we get some words from the racist department, please? Because like when you say not my department, I assume that means that there is a racism department. And if there is, I want to know what it looks like. Because like that's got to be fascinating, right?
So to speak. I find that a bit interesting.
So every time I'm trying to speak to the police and get their opinion on racism, no one wants to talk about racism. Civilians are happy to talk, but the police ain't.
In Shelbyville, there are a lot of older white folks as well as a lot of younger white folks that have followed in those footsteps, and kind of hate's everywhere. And it is stronger in some parts. We do have a large Hispanic population, a large black population, a large Muslim population. I've seen a lot of a lot of the racism, especially in the last couple of years with Donald Trump being in, in office and everything. And
we think since we've come back into town this time, racism has gone through the roof, so to speak.
Oh, I definitely think so. I mean, it's always been there, but I feel like people are more loud about it now.
Yeah, people
because
are
they feel
bolder.
like they can be.
Would you say, as a whole, Tennessee is racist as a state, as a majority?
Sadly, yes. And I know that's probably going to make a lot of people mad, but it's a sad truth. That's a sad truth. It really is. Because, I mean, for every person that is accepting, you're going to find 10 that aren't. So I grew up with family members being racist and, kind of just have to shrug it off because, they're family. I've been told to kill myself before because I'm trans. I've been kicked out of a church because I was trans but I've had other churches welcome me with open arms and tell me that, God doesn't care. He loves everybody. In the last few years, the hatred towards Hispanics has gone up higher. Whereas there's still hatred for African Americans and other people of color, but in the last few years, it's been more towards Hispanics than anything else.
Jesus.
She goes missing in February, and she comes back in April 15th. April 24th, she goes missing again.
One person out of 10 people this guy's talked to has a brain. Yeah.
All kind of match the same description and not really found anything out about it, really, like who did it or any leads or anything like that.
The latest case involving 16-year-old Allison Ventura Gomez. These cases are being compared to the runaway investigation of 16-year-old Maria Lucas Gasper in nearby Shelbyville. Sadly, her remains were discovered.
We've had a couple young Hispanic girls killed in the last couple years, actually in the last 2 years.
That's sad. I say that with Atlanta being like one of the human trafficking capitals of the planet, at least, or sorry, what are the human trafficking capitals of like the United States? Because it's not necessarily everywhere here, but it is a thing that you have to deal with here a bit, and that is shitty as fuck. But anytime that I hear about it, it pisses me off because I don't see how you can do that to another human being and still like go to sleep at night and live with yourself. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But I know there's people who do. I know there's people who are the worst of the worst to their fellow human being, and then they just operate as if that's the norm. That's perfectly normal for them to be pieces of shit.
Come to this country. You make your bones like we all have to. You don't come like this. Do you understand me?
Ma'am, I'm sorry, but the Statue of Liberty says, bring me your weak, bring me your disenfranchised, bring me your people who need that, bring me your needy. Like, that's an American principle. It's so American, it's inscribed on the statue of the town that, oh, that's why she ran away from New York City, because New York City actually, like, has some principles. And she can't abide by that. Never mind, I get it. It all makes sense now. It all makes sense now. So this lady's weirdly angry. Is she okay? She's very mad.
Are you understanding that? You don't come like this. You come like grateful, thankful, and appreciative.
But if this country isn't supposed to do anything for you, what are you being appreciative for? Like, that's a thing that confuses the fuck out of me. That's something that confuses the fuck out of me, because you get all these people who are like, you should be thankful for America. Okay, cool, but what is America doing? Well, America's not going to do anything for you. Well, then what the fuck are they supposed to be thankful for? Like, you can't have it both ways. You can't have America's not going to give you anything and also be thankful for the things America's given you. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
We, Americans, would allow you to come to this country and thrive.
Have you ever experienced racism?
In Tennessee?
Yeah.
Of course. It's like this for me. If a person don't like me, I don't like them.
Yeah, fair enough.
And that's just the bottom line. If you don't like me, I don't like you.
I can understand that principle. I don't necessarily hold to that one, but I'm also kind of privileged in the fact that I'm, white. So maybe that's why I have that. But like I can and I won't, because there's no reason to stir up drama, but I can tell you off the top of my hand, there are some people who really fucking hate me, but I still like them. Like, it is fine. It's fine for me, but it's not that way for everybody. It doesn't have to be that way for everybody. It's not a standard that you should have to accept for everybody, because sometimes people are just shitty.
I've heard of them burning crosses in black people's yards. And so growing up, you know, we didn't go there.
What do you reckon would happen if you did go there? And would you?
I didn't want to find out.
And do you think in 2025, Cody, white and black men have the same opportunities in America?
Absolutely not.
No.
And honestly, I don't think it ever will be that way. We have the stereotype of, and I say we, I'm speaking of black people, as being lazy. Say for instance, you get a person that goes to college, and this particular person is black. They have all the criteria for the job. But you might get another person that hasn't gone to college, but just because he knows somebody, they may get that job.
You think?
So, this is one of those things that I think people need to recognize when it comes to the racism conversation, is that it's not a binary yes or no. Because when you say, hey, what job can a white man get that a black man can't, that's not really framing the question honestly. Because if the likelihood of them getting the position is astronomically lower for one reason or another, then that is an argument that they don't have the same opportunity. Because opportunity is not the binary, do you have access to this thing or not? Opportunity is also, how likely is it that you will succeed in trying to utilize this resource? And if you are not likely to succeed, and the reason you're not likely to succeed is because of your race, then, well, there we go.
Multiculturalism can work, so do you think different races and cultures can live together peacefully?
They have been since the beginning of time.
My door is always open, and you're welcome to come here anytime and have Jack and Coke, Pepsi. I don't drink Coke. When refugees go into a country, and they're refugees, we're giving them a safe haven. The word refugee means...
Are they getting a safe haven if they come here and they don't have access to provisions? Like, that's a thing, right? Oh, it's a safe haven for you. How, if they are on the street? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Now, it's not saying that that's always the case. It's not always the case that somebody just doesn't have access to any resources when they come to the United States. But the Republican Party has been doing everything in their power to remove those resources. Why do you think we had so many memes about the refugees in Springfield? It's specifically and only because they want to remove access to those resources for people.
Temporary. What I did notice, okay, is that the Middle Eastern people do not assimilate. They're
what does
very
that mean?
What
does assimilate mean, though, in this context? Because if they become an American citizen and they just have different opinions than you, then that just means they're an American citizen. Like, that's all American citizens, ma'am. You're all entitled to your opinion and your religion. We are a melting pot nation, so the idea that people have to assimilate here, I understand where it's coming from, but I think people don't really understand what that word means. Because we are a nation that is supposed to be able to take in all types. And part of that is recognizing that people are going to come here from other cultures, and they're going to have different opinions about how things work, and those opinions are perfectly fine so long as they do not result in harm. But that doesn't seem to be the standard that they use.
Idealistic? Okay. And I really am tired of hearing Baka, Allah, Allah, Baka.
Where do you hear that? I just have to ask, where in America are you going outside and hearing somebody go, Allah Akbar? Where is that happening? Where are you hearing that, ma'am? I can't think of a single place I've ever been, whether it's been Portland or New York or fucking Tennessee, where I've heard that in earnest.
I'm really tired of hearing it. And I think if somebody says it to me once more on the street or something with a burqa on, I might punch them in their face. Okay? Don't do that in the United States of America. Do that in your mosque. Do that in your home. But have respect for us. We allowed you to come in.
Nobody's
we gave you
fucking
a safe
doing
haven.
that here,
we gave you
ma'am.
a place to live. Food. We're educating your children. You have free health care. Show respect.
No, they don't. Refugees don't automatically get free healthcare in the United States. God, I remember my mom tried to make this point to me, and when we had that argument, I was like, okay, but where is that happening? Where are they getting access to free healthcare? She's like, oh, okay, I can find you an article on it, and then like a day later, well, I couldn't find anything on it. No fucking duh, you couldn't find anything on it. It's not really happening. Again, not to the degree that you would expect. Also, Mr. Cake Dragon, think about the follow. Mr. Cake Dragon's the editor who's working on Third Space Arcade. Said, I think it might be the case of American exceptionalism taken without thought. She seems to be implicitly assuming that being in the U.S. is automatically better than wherever they're coming from. Yeah, and I don't get that. That doesn't make any sense to me. America doesn't get to be better than other places by default. America needs to do things to earn the position.
And that's the difference between when the Europeans came here and when the Middle Eastern, African, and South American,
Wait, hold on. But when the African people came here, it's because we brought them on boats because we enslaved them. That's different, ma'am. And when the Europeans came here, they raped the natives. Like, we brought smallpox blankets to the natives. We came here and we looked at the natives and said, bang, that's a gun. Like, that I'm sorry, but I don't think you know anything you're talking about at all. None of this makes any fucking sense, ma'am. When the Europeans came here, yeah, the Europeans came here and gave diseases to the fucking local populace. Is that, if you want everybody to operate under those standards, that's fine, but like, now we're just gonna have everybody come into America bringing every disease they possibly can, but you don't want that, and I don't want that, so what the fuck are you on about?
Americans, believe it or not, are very conservative.
Jesus Christ.
Look in the cities, Chinatown, you know, you get all these ethnic groups that don't assimilate with the rest of the population. I think that's where...
How is that a problem, though? Like, you have an area that has, like, that's not a problem, that's beautiful. The concept that people need to be the same is so fucking dumb. People being allowed to be diverse, people being allowed to have these different cultures and everything melding together in one place, that's amazing.
Where it could be a problem.
They isolate themselves, and then they victimize themselves because of their own isolation.
People are just like, they're discreet about it. They're really discreet about it.
What would you say to people of color who are visiting these parts of the country?
Express yourself how you feel, and don't let other people's opinions mess with you.
I see a lot of people that are racist, but I also see a lot of people that aren't.
Put me some blacks next to me, 'cause they know how to party. They got the girls going and they know how to cook.
After wrapping up in Pulaski, we headed to Tellico Plains.
I mean, that's like the least racist way you could go about that. You like black people because they know how to party. Like, there is an aspect of that is racism, but at least it's positive. At least it's like, it's not as bad as it could be, right?
We heard rumors that there were active white supremacist groups in the town.
Did he say racist towns? Say racist towns?
Yeah.
No, not at all. I mean, there's some, but it ain't, I wouldn't say the most racist place. I mean, you dress different than the way we dress here. I mean, people's gonna look, but it doesn't mean they're racist. There's racist people everywhere. It doesn't matter where you get. To me, I don't care if you're white, black, blue, purple, green. I don't care. I'm gonna help you out if I can. I mean, that's all there is to it.
What would you say to someone who says Tennessee is a racist state? What would you say to that person?
I tell you, we're one of the most welcome states that there is. If we wasn't, why are they moving here from everywhere? I mean, you got people coming from Mexico, California, Florida. You got all these people moving here.
It's not, okay, so you understand that the reason they do that, oftentimes, is because it's cheaper to live there. Like, that's really what it boils down to half the time, is that it is cheaper to live in a place that does not have a lot of structural support from the government. They move there because it is cheaper to live there. that's not the own you think it is. And if we were racist, why are they moving here? Because the racism is the thing that they don't care about as much as the fact that it is cheaper to live. Like, if your options are be in racist place or starve and die, you're gonna choose racist place. Yeah, like, Avalon, congratulations on poverty, I guess.
We was racist. Why would they be moving here?
On the way to Tellico Plains, we stopped by another town we heard was racist. We're currently in Hawkers Creek, which is East Tennessee. As you can see, it's pretty Appalachian, man. It's high in the mountains, not a lot really happening here. I guess I've had mixed responses about how we'd be treated here. Some people said you'd be fine, some people said don't bother going there. So we're here, and guess we're going to find out in Hawkers Creek.
Yeah, no, I said, bro, I'm a city rat. I can't stand these bump up places. So I've grown up in these places. Like, I grew up in a ghetto. Insofar as you can call Montclair and Pensacola a ghetto, but it was where everybody got their drugs. And it was very racially homogenous. And the racial homogeneity was very much, I was the one white kid on the street, and it was very low income, and it had high crime, and you could hear gunshots when you went to sleep. So whether you want to use the word ghetto to describe that, that's entirely up to you. But it's the word that we used to describe it when we fucking lived there. So I can handle these places because I've had to handle them my entire life, where you're in a low-income area and you have issues where that area is concerned. Where I live right now, I live out in the woods, and everybody here is some flavor of ignorant, and it's agitating. I can do it. I would prefer a city, though. If I had my choice, I would live in New York. Like, if I had an option right now, if I, with no trouble whatsoever, could pick up everything that I own and go move somewhere, I would want to move to New York City. But that's just me. Not everybody's going to be like that.
Because well, apparently there's only like 800, 700 people who live here.
I'm making a film on Tennessee. Okay. I was trying to interview people around.
Yeah, that's fine. You ever work up here at the post office?
Yeah, if that's cool with you.
Go ahead, I'll follow you. My dad married into a black family. I don't give a shit about color. My cousin Katie, she's got a big Confederate flag on her back, and she's black as you could be. I love her to death. Ain't nothing I wouldn't do for her. My family.
So, wait, she's black, and she has a tattoo on her back of a big Confederate flag. You might as well have named yourself Cottonelle or some fucking shit. Like, that's just going, my favorite part of my history is the way I was oppressed. That's weird. That's just weird. I'm sorry. Even from, like, that's even weird if it's a white person. Fennec says self-hating black people exist. I know. I'm aware. I'm aware that they exist. It baffles me that somebody would be the kind of person to go, actually, no, it's A-okay. It's A-okay for me to degrade myself by simply existing. That's what I wanted to do, actually. Jesus Christ. John says, I can't help it. I like living in nature. I love my well. I'm so glad I'm not living in a suburb like I once was near two churches that were actually having a feud. Jesus Christ.
Fought in the Civil War because my mama was a McCoy. You know, the Hatfields and McCoys?
Yeah.
I have the birth certificate and everything where my family fought. So I don't think that I should have to take this down because it offends somebody else. That's like trying to erase my heritage for their heritage because of...
No, not really. That's like trying to defend having a Nazi flag in Germany. It is objectively the heritage of many people in Germany to have a Nazi flag. It is objectively part of their heritage. But it's not a thing you see that often because people over there understand the implications there. Your Confederate flag isn't a cute little sign-off to days gone by. It's a message to other people about what your values are. And if you're using a Confederate flag, then your values are, in short, I liked when the South had slaves. That's what they were fighting over. It was states' rights. States' rights to what? Slavery.
Of what they experienced. But nobody today has experienced racism. The way I grew up, we was always taught Dixie, love it or leave it. It's always been heritage to me. I'll get
Dixie, love it or leave it. Secondary option, change it. Let's say that you're with it, like, just as an example, let's say you're with an abusive person, right? Either love them or leave them. No, that's fucking stupid. That's dumb. It's not love them or leave them. It's love them, leave them, or try to improve them. Trying to improve things is an option. States and cultures don't exist in this, like, gel state where they never move and they never change. They are actually fluid. They are based on the people who presently live there and what they are okay with, what they will tolerate, what they will operate with.
Get flipped off for no reason. I'll be like, what's the problem? He's like, I don't like your flag. I was like, well, good for you. Keep going. Actually, up here, there is white supremacists up here.
Yeah, you've got a... You have a flag of one. Robert E. Loser?
There are. There's some maybe about 10 miles down the road here. They have about maybe 20 people on the property, and I don't fucking go near them. They're weird as fuck. I don't believe in all that Nazi shit and all that crap. When you come at me with a Nazi tattoo.
So then why are you using a flag that ostensibly shows America's version of that? Like, obviously, it's not America's version of Nazism because it's not the same thing as camps and everything, but, like, the defense of chattel slavery, that's what that flag is. I'm not here for the Nazi shit. Okay, cool. Then why are you there for the adjacent stuff? Like, the Nazis got a lot of their ideas thanks to the racist movements of America. They looked at our shit and then took notes. You may not be espousing a Nazi flag, per se, but you're definitely espousing a flag that is close enough to it in connotation that it's a distinction without difference, as far as I'm concerned.
I start to be like, okay, what the yeah, I'll fly that, but there ain't no hate behind it. I don't give a damn what color somebody is. Now, if you come at me being
yeah, there's no hate behind it, but it doesn't have to be hatred in your heart of hearts. I'm going to be honest, I think most people probably don't actually care as much about what's in people's heart of hearts. I think people care more about what their actions are and what those actions say about them. And what's in your heart of hearts doesn't really mean anything to me. It's what you do and how other people around you respond to what you do. That's the part that means something to me. That's the part that has, like, measured material benefit or side effects in reality, not whether or not you arbitrarily believe in an ideology or not. I don't have to know or care if you arbitrarily believe in an ideology. You could say there's no hatred as you shoot somebody. Like, it doesn't matter. Your actions are always going to have infinitely more weight.
A dick, I'll treat you like an asshole. There ain't nobody around today that's owned a fucking slave. So why should I forget my history, people in my family that died in the Civil War because it offends somebody else? I'm about as damn redneck as you can get, but I sit there and I mow for Mexicans, and then I'll get people say, well, that's kind of reversed, ain't it? And the Mexicans supposed to mow our lawn? I was like, that right there is why you don't have a fucking job. Everybody says it's hateful and racism, but everywhere I've got today is because I work for it. If they go work for it, they got a lot of opportunities nowadays because you can literally get a scholarship for being black. Can't get a scholarship for being white.
Do you want to know why you can get a scholarship for being black? It's because of this thing called equity. Equity is not equality. Equity is, oh, we recognize that somebody is disenfranchised because of something, and we are going to try to correct for that. That's what equity is. And that's functionally what's going on there. So he puts his pride in coming from slavers. It's really weird. Like, again, going, there's no hatred in my heart, yada, 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 but also I make people incredibly uncomfortable because I do and say things that look and operate and seem and might be racist. It feels weird. It feels like a really, really weird position to have, right? Krimabana says, that's a weird argument. What's a weird argument? I worked for it, they can work for it too, or something else?
Had the opportunity to take advantage of something because I was white, hell yeah, I would. I don't blame them for it, but get off your ass and work.
The N-word.
Kareem says what you said, so equality versus equity is a weird argument. I'm willing to engage. I'm willing to engage with your position. So what's weird about the argument, and what argument is weird there? Alan says, the first black college graduate was forced to live in the basement of a frat house and work for them. That is why we have scholarships just for black people, because for years they weren't allowed to. Yeah, that's why we do the equity thing. We go, oh shit, here's a group of people that we have disadvantaged. Let's try to lift them back up so that they're not going to be as disadvantaged. So no, I meant the white guy's argument is weird. Oh, what? But you said what I said. Hold on, what? I'm confused. I'm so confused. I cease understanding what's going on. I give up.
Yeah. So at the moment, when I'm interviewing people who say they're not racist, they'll still use that word and they'll be like, it's not racial. It means they're lazy.
No, it's literally racist.
Go up, knocking on the wrong door too far down the damn road's all I got to tell you, off of the paved road.
The N-word, I guess, do you think that still holds the same kind of weight that it did once upon a time?
How black people can say it and we can't, but yet the word does not mean black. That's the whole issue that I have.
The word does not mean black. Dictionary definitions of black, or dictionary definitions of it that show that it does. So do you know the origin of the thin blue line, right? It's part of the British military term. Thin blue line against chaos, is that what you're going for? Because that's usually what I see it described as. It's the thin blue line between us and chaos or some shit. So these dudes really like that word. Look, people will use any argument they can to justify still using the word. Even when somebody goes, hey, that thing is hurtful, they'll go, well, I don't care that I hurt you. I'm not racist, but I don't care that I hurt you using a phrase that is racist. I agree with what I meant. Sorry for the confusion. I think I came at the wrong time. That's entirely fair. Shit happens. Shit happens. I don't know the root of the hard R word, but like Negro is literally the Spanish word for black. Yeah. Jess says we must kill chaos. Or wait, this isn't about Final Fantasy.
O is a type of class of person. It's not, doesn't dictate what color you are. But yet, it's okay for them, but, oh yeah, we're going to kill you if you say it, right? No.
Do you think...
Right, because when they say it, they're reclaiming a word. When you say it, you're using it as a weapon. There's a difference. And people not understanding that difference is weird? Doesn't make any sense to me. In one respect, the word's being used as a gun. In the other respect, the word's being used as a shield. When a group of people use a word that's used to disparage them themselves, they are reclaiming it. That is usage as a shield. That is a defense mechanism. When a group of people use a word that has been used to disparage them, or used to disparage people, and they use it against those people, they are using that word as a weapon, first and foremost.
Black people can be racist to white people.
Oh, yes. Oh, 100%. Actually, I believe a lot of times black folks are more racist than we are. I pick person as a person. Like sitting here talking to you, you're okay, right? You and me would be fine. But if you come up here with that, well, I don't want to call it blue gum smack, and start running off at the mouth and just, no, that's just, I mean, people are people, man. And I believe that the old school people have to die off because I don't think the younger generations is the same as the older people. But, that's just the way we grew up. That's what we were taught. The gas station attendant, he said, where does the black folks hang out around here? He goes, the last one I seen was hanging from that tree over there. I mean, I came through segregation in high school. Yeah, we had, when they started busing black people into our school, we ended up with a full-blown riot one day. Dogs, guns, knives, shut the whole school system down. You have to understand, these Appalachian people, man, they don't have much of anything, okay? They never get really documented. There's no opportunity for them to get into better fields and grow around here. So what happens with the family history is they end up being heads and stealing and doing whatever they can to survive.
For the rest of this trip, we've pretty much been going to backwoods and hollers. Mm-hmm. What advice would you give me going into those environments?
Be careful. Have a loaded pistol with you. I'm just saying, I mean, that's what I would do if I was doing it.
Growing up in a church, being religious, the Bible tells us, everyone's made equal in the image of God. And what you take with that is, you can love somebody but hate their sin. And I'm not saying it's a sin, for a different race or whatever. A lot of that, you get a connotation, different.
It's one of those. I can love the sinner and hate the sin. Now, the sin ain't you being black, but it's the things you do because you're black, actually. Shut up. Fucking weirdos.
different races, or well, they're bad for this or they're bad for this, you know, but you can't take it at that. You have to take it at face value, not knowing you as a person. I mean, it's my job to walk up to you, hey man, how you doing? Do you know Jesus?
With that being said, Luke, can you be a Christian and can you be racist?
Not a good one, I'd say. I'd say not. I mean, not a true Christian. A lot of people down here, you get a lot of what you're saying, you're seeing it as a negative racist town, or you've heard those things and you've experienced things that made you second guess it. I've been broke down on the side of the road and I've had strangers pull up and help me. I mean, it's happened to my mom, it's happened for my dad. I mean, it's a community that can come together. You been to Tellico yet?
We're going there next Tellico Plains of it.
Yes, sir.
If you growed up with the KKK, you're going to be racist. If you growed up going to church, you're going to be religious. I got friends that are black, and I go to their house and play cards on Friday night. Sometimes I might be the only white person there. So,
No way.
yeah.
That's cool.
So, you know, yeah. But I growed up with them, worked with them. Somebody did say that they was an, what do you call it? What is it? We're the black white supremacists? Aryan, but the word Aryan, yeah.
Nazi bastard, get out of my country.
They said they was a bunch moved in somewhere.
I heard that yesterday.
Yeah, somebody, but now I ain't never seen them.
Our race itself is under attack by some of the most powerful forces in the world.
They say they do have a compound down there.
How do you reckon they would treat me if I went there?
Oh, I'd say you wouldn't do good. Let's put this, I wouldn't go there.
After doing some research, we found out that group he was referring to was called the Patriot Front, who is currently building a...
Oh my god, it's Patriot Front. Holy fucking shit. Oh my god. Not them. God damn it.
large compound in Tellico Plains.
There has been a century-spanning war dedicated to the singular objective of toppling natural law, specifically that law which outlines the reality of race.
After doing some more research online, we had a lead.
Man, anybody that says shit like that, they have to be the most lonely motherfuckers on the planet, right? Like, nobody says stuff like that and also brushes their teeth. Nobody says stuff like that and also has friends, or a wife, or kids, or any of that shit. They don't say that and also have good things happening to and around them. I'm sorry.
To us where they might have been located. So we picked up our things and headed that way. We were just travelling around trying to speak to people, and we heard that this was the Patriot Front's building, so we're trying to interview someone.
This is what now?
The Patriot Front.
Oh, they live back in yonder.
Oh.
Gotta go down the road right here. I met them one time. I went down there looking for my little dog, and they accused me of stealing their generator, and said I've been down there in a white Jeep. Yeah, you. We're going to jail. We got your phone. They found somebody's phone over there, but they said, we get it unlocked, so you're going to jail. Figure they know I'll shoot them if they come, over here messing around. I got 35 acres here, and if I catch them on it, I got a hole up on the hill. Or you do. I mean, they believe that Adolf Hitler was the second coming of Jesus Christ.
America is not a place, it is a nation. And a nation is...
A nation happens to be a place that includes people. Fucking hell. Yo, these are the guys you see on Redneck Rumble? Yep.
Indelibly tied to a people, which came from a coalescing of a variety of European settlers.
If you'll turn right yonder, and go out there and there's a big house up on the hill on your left, that's their dojo. They call that their dojo.
I'm going to try and find them now. How do you reckon they're going to react to me? Try and go and speak to them. If you don't hear from us in 30 minutes, come and find us.
Come by here, blow your horn.
I will do. So I'm currently in the backwoods of East Tennessee. I'm literally in the middle of nowhere. Behind me is where I've been told the white supremacists actually are residing. It's pretty much a no-go zone. No one really knows too much about them, but we know they're based here. I'm not too sure how welcome I'll be, especially if I arrive unannounced. We're trying to find the Patriot Front who live deep in the backwoods here. So I'm not sure how much of this is a good idea. But they are here. We've just spoke to pretty much their neighbour. It says, be careful, we should be fine, but they're definitely here. So we're currently in the backwoods of Tellico Plains. This is the Patriot Front's home. It looks like they've got a cabin at the back where someone who claims to live in.
From my understanding, they have a dojo where they do martial arts. And it looks like this is the dojo slash factory.
Remember,
unit that
dojo,
they've
very
got.
American
What has
term.
Patriot Front done for you? What has it done for me? This helped me to obtain a brotherhood like no other. And this helped me to use my talents and gifts for the better good of the nation.
Patriot Front has given me a way to fight for my country, my nation, my folk.
It's reconnected me to my roots and just give me a sense of heritage and a belonging again. What has Patriot Front done for you?
The cause for our people as an individual has existed in my heart for many years. And by myself, it was impossible and daunting. Patriot Front has given me a brotherhood that makes that...
Oh my god, it's a cult. They sound so brainwashed. Oh, that's adorable. Look at all of the fucking little Nazis. Aw, they try so hard.
Future more certain and more possible with our collective strength, which has filled my life with hope and purpose.
We're reclaiming what was stolen. We're rebuilding what was vacant. Any man of our race and nation who stands an idle spectator to the greatest challenge facing America will never escape the shadow of shame.
Hello?
God, he sounds so much like a loser. God, every single one of these people. You know how, like, a bunch of weird manosphere types have tried to use the low-T individual bullshit for years? That's what a low-T individual sounds like. Like, that right there, that's actually what they would sound like. That's what it sounds like to have a deficiency. So there's a lot of Nazweebs. Yeah, the people who really like Japan because of how racist it can be. Those people. They're just fantastic, aren't they?
Hi there, my name's Aaron. I'm from London, and I'm making a documentary on East Tennessee. Can I get out of the car? Leave, yeah. So there's the Patriot Front. That's the first time at any point of doing this documentary I've been told to go away.
The only experience I had, I guess I came uninvited and was told to leave, which I guess is fair enough. But with that being said, anywhere else I've been uninvited, people welcoming me with open arms, and this was the first time that hasn't happened.
Yeah, you got told to go away once you went to the fucking Nazi rally saloon. Of course.
You know, we went pretty far in, like about a half mile in. We saw the dojo, and we even went up further, and there's a cabin, a really nice one too.
Really?
Nicely built.
I ain't been in there in a long
Yeah, and then but no one was stopping us.
There was like 9 different bars over at one time. The guy that stopped me over, he had a girlfriend, and she couldn't even speak English. She was from Germany. Brian Culpepper. You can look him up. Lots of different people. Milliana, Illinois, all the time coming in and out of here. I don't know what they may just be over there going to the dojo.
It's all secret what they're doing. It's like no one really knows what's happening.
I don't know if it is or not, you know, because they got it on, I mean, most of it's on the internet if you look it up.
While we withhold some information from the public, such as the identities of our membership, we balance this out with total transparency in our ideals.
That's the reason I carry a gun.
Total transparency in our ideals. We want you to know how racist we are. We want you to know how virgin we are. We want you to know how much of a losers we are. Ignore the fact that nothing I said there made any sense grammatically. We really want you to know how awful we are as people. That's what we're proud of. We are proud of the fact that our nipples are inverted.
Why did they come here?
Oh no,
we
it's her
ranked
again.
48th in the world in education. Did the Irish and the Italian work together? Did the Polish and the Irish work together? Did the British and the Italians work together? Did the Spaniards from Spain work with the Hungarians?
Did the Spaniards, the Spaniards from Spain? Not just any Spaniards, the Spaniards from Spain, specifically. Said, what is this hair, though? People have pointed out it's a wig, probably.
When we built this country, brick by brick, everybody learned everybody's culture and everybody got along, okay? But
What are you talking about, ma'am? Everybody did not get along here. We had fucking slaves. What? Everybody got along. What are you talking about? Everybody got along. We all got along here. Every one of us. None of us were racists. Except for those of us that were racists. But you can't count them because they were racists. We all got along except for the Irish and the blacks. We all get along.
But they didn't come here and say, death to America. And that's the difference. I care about every single American-born person in this country. I care about our infrastructure. I care about our school system. I care about religious freedom to a degree. I don't think a street at 4:30 in the afternoon in Manhattan should be closed so people could go out there from their job and lay down on a rug.
Why not, though? Like, if we have to respect your religious principles as a Christian, why can't we respect theirs? What's the issue there? Also, a street being closed down in New York City doesn't mean anything to somebody who actually fucking lives there. You know why? Because nobody who fucking lives in New York has a car. They don't use vehicles there. They use the transit system. If a street's closed down in New York, they just go down a different fucking block. What are you talking about?
Do that in your home, in your institution of religion. But Trump loves us. And what we needed in this country was a business.
The pedophile loves us. The pedophile loves us. Japazio says, have you tried finding parking in Manhattan? Yes, I have. That's why you don't do that. You take a train in. And then you walk. You always walk. You don't fucking drive. In New York City, that's the dumbest thing you can do. Also, Trump loves us. He loves us so much. He loves us proportionally less as we age because we start to get a little leathery, and he's not into that. He prefers them firm and supple. He prefers them young. He likes them on the younger side. Like his friend Jeffrey Epstein. Perdia says, Suris drove in New York, and I was so surprised because I didn't have much of a choice. I don't live in New York, so when I'm in New York City, the most I can do is park somewhere and then walk around. Like, last time I was there, I went to go see a friend. They've been in chat before, Purple Poundini. Saki and I went up there, and parking at her apartment was like $60. She was gracious enough to help cover the parking, so that it didn't end up sucking as much for us to go and visit. But, like, Jesus Christ. You don't want to do car things there. You don't want to do car things in New York City. It's so dumb to. Anybody who's local to there will tell you that. Because they fucking told me that.
This man. And he's the best. You know why?
Because he loves kids.
Tell you why. Because he failed. And he failed more than once. But what did he do? He picked himself up. He dusted himself off. And he started all over again. And that's the kind of people that I want around me, because you can't know success unless you've been through a failure. And I say that right now to all you youngins.
And he's such a failure, let me tell you. I love him so much because he's such a little fucking stupid fucking failure. It's the best, let me tell you right now. You want a big failure as the United States president. You want a failure who got a loan of $1 million and diddled kids. That's what's going to make you happy. You want a failure who rapes E. Jean Carroll. That's what you want in a United States president. Let me tell you.
Don't be afraid to fail. Don't not try. He wants us as one country, one family, one nation under God, with liberty and justice for all American citizens.
Except the brown ones.
God bless us all, and God bless our republic. Amen. Thy shall be done. This is Cookie signing off.
Okay. That was, boy, let me tell you, that was an experience. Or, as she would have said, an experience. It doesn't say liberty and justice for all Americans. Said, is she running for office now? I hope not. I don't want racist Raisin Granny running for office. I don't. But okay, that was interesting. You know what? You know, aside from some weird editing things, and the fact that it made me rethink some of my stances on other human beings, that was good. That was very good. But but it also made me deeply uncomfortable, not just because the editing had really loud music. Fighting Immortal says that was something challenging. It was very challenging. It was uncomfy. Said if there was a god, that lady wouldn't be able to get to go to the good place. Yeah. Damn, coming in for seconds on the Kool-Aid. My throat's feeling a little tight after the first dose. Maybe I just need another one to open it up. Oh god, why am I asphyxiating? Jesus. Remember, not racist, but really wants to say the N-word. Let's see the Flavor Aid, yeah, I know, but you will never, not ever in the history of ever, convince people to change the saying to don't drink the Flavor Aid. Nobody's gonna fucking do that. Nobody. For the same reason that more people will say Kleenex than they will tissue paper. Get me some tissue paper. No, they're gonna say, give me the Kleenex. Don't drunge the Gatorade. I said, have you seen the Brightwing making Star Fox with their mega... What? I don't know what you're talking about. Flavor Aid just isn't cool. So I'm surprised that Kool-Aid is still a functioning company with the existence of the phrase. It's a cheap drink people love. Anywho, that was an experience. Hey, you made it to the end. I want to give an extra thanks to the patrons who allow me to do this full time. I want to thank Aaron Rail, Astral, Britzkrieg, Jemshin, Poundini, Red Joker, Victoria, Jonas, Craig, Tarika, Fireshard, Smiling GM, John, Dren Hadamada, Creeper, Sagitta, you know I'm not saying that last part, Sylvie Snow, Valis of Seraph, Ottoman Angel, Rooster Rachel, and Fire Panda, who are all my $20 and up patrons.